There are ideas that seem too simple to be revolutionary. Ideas that don't look like breakthroughs because they don't require new technology or complex theory, just a small change, a simple action. And yet, sometimes, those ideas could save millions of lives. But what happens when no one listens? What happens when the truth is right in front of people and they still refuse to see it? This is Forgotten Minds, where we bring lost stories into the light. And this is the story of a doctor who discovered something life-saving and was ignored until it was too late. He wasn't born into fame. He didn't grow up knowing he would challenge the entire medical world. He was born on July 1st, 1818, in Buda, in what is now Hungary, a time when medicine was still learning, still evolving, still filled with unknowns. He studied, trained, dedicated his life to healing others. Because for him, medicine wasn't just a profession, it was responsibility to protect life. But when he began working in hospitals, he saw something he couldn't ignore. A pattern. Women giving birth and then dying. Not from the delivery itself, but after. Fever, infection, death. Over and over again. Entire wards filled with fear because giving life was becoming a death sentence. Doctors didn't understand it. They called it childbed fever, but they didn't know what caused it or how to stop it. Many believed it was unavoidable, that some things simply couldn't be controlled. But he refused to accept that because the pattern was too clear. In one ward, the deaths were high. In another, they were lower. Same hospital, same conditions, but different outcomes. Why? He searched for answers, observed everything, questioned everything. And then he saw it. Something so simple, it had been overlooked. Doctors moving from autopsies directly to patients. No cleaning. No protection. Carrying something invisible from the dead to the living. And in that moment, everything made sense. It wasn't fate. It wasn't unavoidable. It was contamination. So he introduced a solution. Simple. Wash your hands. Clean them. Before touching patients, that's all. And the results? Immediate. Deaths dropped dramatically. Lives were saved. The proof was there, clear, undeniable. But then, something unexpected happened. They didn't accept it. Doctors refused, because accepting it meant admitting something unthinkable, that they themselves had been causing the deaths, that their own hands were responsible, and that truth was too difficult to face. So instead, they rejected him, dismissed him, ignored the evidence, because sometimes people don't reject ideas because they're wrong. They reject them because they're uncomfortable. He tried to convince them, spoke out, pushed harder, desperate to make them see. But the more he insisted, the more he was pushed away. His reputation suffered. His voice grew weaker in a system that refused to change. And while the debate continued, the deaths continued too. Lives that could have been saved, lost. because no one listened. Over time, the pressure took its toll. Isolation, frustration, exhaustion. He had found the answer, and yet he couldn't make the world accept it. In his later years, he was no longer seen as a pioneer, but as a problem. And in 1865, he died in a mental asylum, far from recognition, far from the impact of what he had discovered. But the truth didn't disappear. It waited. And eventually, science caught up. Germ theory, sanitation, hygiene, everything he had tried to prove became the foundation of modern medicine. Hand washing became standard, and millions of lives were saved because of it. But long after, he was gone. Think about it. How many lives could have been saved sooner if someone had listened? How many ideas are still ignored today because they challenge what we believe? He didn't just discover something. He revealed a truth that the world wasn't ready to accept, and he paid the price for it. His name was Ignaz Semmelweis. If this story made you think, if it made you question, if it made you see the world differently, then you already understand why stories like this matter. This is Forgotten Minds, where we don't just tell history, we reveal what it tried to hide. Like the video, subscribe, and be part of a journey that brings the forgotten back into the light. And if you want to explore the truth behind this story, check the first comment. All references are there, because every story we tell is built on truth, and some truths deserve to be remembered.